Amusement parks are supposed to be a fun time. But what happens when it's not just all fun and excitement? Little did you know that some of the most popular amusement parks in the world, perhaps even some that you've been to, are haunted in disturbing and scary ways that if you did not know about while you were there, you were in fact lucky to escape. Here are the 10 scariest haunted amusement parks. Number 10 is Kings Island. Located in Mason, Ohio, Kings Island is an amusement park known for its 15 roller coasters and 33-acre water park. Opened in 1972, the park was an effort to expand a resort on the Ohio River. It's a pretty standard tourist attraction, with the exception of its popularity for being one of the most haunted theme parks on the planet. The ghost of a young girl in a blue dress has been spotted by numerous visitors and staff at the park. In addition, a boy in a white suit has also been seen by a set of train tracks near the park and on motion sensors within the park. Many believe the reason Kings Island is such a paranormal hotspot is because of the very real graveyard that is within the theme park's boundaries. Although haunted, this is still a hotspot for tourists, as well as theme park fanatics alike. Number 9 is Takakanonum. Located on the outskirts of Hobara, a town in Date, Japan, Takakanonum Greenland amusement park opened in 1973, only to suddenly close without warning just 2 years later. It's believed to have been reopened in 1986 and continued to run for 13 additional years before being permanently shut down. Spokespeople claimed it was for repairs and improvements, but those living in the area claimed a number of ride-related deaths were the real reason. Today, the park sits rusting and being hidden by trees, while the people of the area pretend it does not exist, as it can't be found on any map. In the evenings, a thick fog always seems to roll in, bringing with it the chill of death. In 2007, an urban explorer took several photos of the now abandoned park, only to find that just one was saved, that of a ghostly little girl. Number 8 is Okpo Land. Okpo Land was once one of Asia's most famous amusement parks. Located on the small island of Goje, this park attracted millions of living customers, but a series of horrible accidents, some of which ended in fatalities, forced the park to close in May of '99. The most well-known incident involved a young girl who lost her life when the duck car that she was riding in came off the track and toppled over the side. It's said her ghost, among a few others, haunted the theme park grounds at night, especially in the area around where she died. If things weren't creepy enough, the owner never sent condolences to anyone impacted by the deaths. In addition, he suddenly disappeared the day after the park closed, and no one has seen him since. Number 7 is Cedar Point. Located in Sandusky, Ohio, Cedar Point is usually full of living, happy people enjoying some fun activities. However, it's also known for having one of the most haunted rides on the planet that's still in operation. The Midday Carousel is the oldest ride at Cedar Point, and it's also the most haunted. The carousel's original creator made one of the horses on the ride, one which his wife loved so much that after her death she returned to ride it. She can be seen riding her favorite horse, and it's even said that her love for it is so strong that it makes it nearly impossible to take pictures of it. There's a replica horse in the museum of the park, and some people claim to have heard her walking around or tugging at their clothes while there. Number 6 is Spree Park. Closed in 2000 after going into severe debt, Germany's Spree Park now stands as a skeleton of what it once was. Opened in 1969, Spree Park brought in only 400,000 visitors in 2001 before it closed the next year. This was due to having large debts, and the park having to charge more, plus there was not enough parking for guests. However, just prior to closing, they tried to change things to give the park a more Western theme. Today, the grounds terrify people, and urban explorers enjoy snapping photos of the toppled statues and collapsing rides. Adding to the eerie feeling simply being in the park brings to visitors is the dilapidated Ferris wheel that always seems to be turning. Though some claim it's the wind moving the giant ride, many have seen it turning on breezeless days, and the screech it emits sounds like screaming. Number 5 is Disneyland. Located in Anaheim, California, the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, is also one of the creepiest. Multiple ghosts haunt the grounds, including that of a teenage boy who pulls women's hair. Another is a woman in an old gown who guides lost children to safety, a young man who's often seen running alongside the monorail, and Mr. One-Way, who rides Space Mountain alongside single passengers. But the most legendary ghost is that of Walt Disney himself. After his death in 1966, a cast member had turned off a light in his apartment above the fire station on Main Street, only to later return to find the light came back on. She claimed to then hear the voice whisper, "I'm still here." Since then, a tradition has been upheld, and the light has never been turned off since. Number 4 is Nara Dreamland. Opened as Japan's answer to Disneyland in 1961, Nara Dreamland closed in August of 2006 after more genuine versions of Disney and Universal Studios arrived in the area. The amusement park was quickly abandoned, largely due to a lack of business, and as nature took over the rides, stories of evil taking over as well began to spread. Although guarded for several years, ghost hunters were sneaking onto the property, hoping to snap a photo or even just be one of the people to experience paranormal activity among what used to be happiness to the living. What was left of Nara Dreamland was demolished in 2017, and the land now remains barren. But whatever happened to the spirits that were said to be haunting the park is unknown. Number 3 is Raging Waters. Raging Waters is 50 acres of water park fun located in San Dimas, California. Though it attracts a number of guests every year to cool off, it does have some rather risky rides and slides. It's also home to some more permanent guests in the form of visitors who lost their lives there. One such ghost is that of an 8-year-old girl who drowned at the park in July of '85. She's often seen by employees in the lower plaza's food area, near where the first aid center used to be. It's assumed that she haunts the place where she took her last breath in Wave Cove, a beach-like attraction that generates meter-tall waves using high-powered fans. Today, employees are hesitant to go down to the lower plaza, especially alone, due to claims of the little girl often making her presence felt in creepy ways. Number 2 is Taman Festival Park. In the seaside town of Sanur on the island of Bali in Indonesia, there's an abandoned theme park so terrifyingly haunted that locals refuse to set foot within its boundaries. Opened in 1997, Taman Festival Park was designed to be like a Disney-like extravaganza. It was also home to the world's first inverted roller coaster and was a favorite spot among locals. The park was closed, however, after the attraction's $5 million laser equipment was struck by lightning on Friday the 13th of March in 1998. Due to an economic crisis and lacking tourist numbers in Asia, the park unfortunately had to close its doors. Today, the site is considered the most haunted place in all of Bali, and people in the area say that it draws evil spirits from all over the island like a beacon. And number 1 is Magic Kingdom. One of the most visited amusement parks on Earth also happens to be one that's literally polluted with the dead. Located in Bay Lake, Florida, Magic Kingdom was the first park to open in 1971 and remains open today. The park played a major role in Walt Disney's overall vision, but sadly, it was not completed before his death on December 15, 1966. Disney World and its grounds contain an incalculable amount of human remains. Despite having a rule against dumping loved ones' ashes, many visitors still do it to this day. Workers operating the Pirates of the Caribbean ride claim that they must say good morning to George, the ghost that haunts it. This is because if they don't remember to do so, the ride breaks down for that day.